Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Mysteries from Beyond the Other Dominion. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Rule, and today we investigate the death of Cleopatra. Roll tape!
If Cleopatra was murdered or committed suicide. But first, the trivia question of the day. Let me extricate here from its paper prison. The question: each of the following actresses portrayed Cleopatra on the silver screen, but which one played her in the 1953 film Serpent of the Nile? This is multiple choice, inverse alphabetical order. Was that actress Elizabeth Taylor, Vivien Leigh, Hedy Lamarr, Rhonda Fleming, Claudette Colbert, or Theda Bara? Now the only prize for the correct answer is one pat on the back that you'll have to administer to yourself. If you want $1 million, call Meredith Vieira, but please do not call us. We do not have any operators to take your calls. And if we did, we still could not afford prizes. Certainly not $1 million. I'll take a sip of water and be back momentarily with that correct answer. Okay, I'm calling time. Let's take a look at those 6 actresses. Which one played Cleo in Serpent of the Nile? Was it Elizabeth Taylor, Vivien Leigh, Hedy Lamarr, Rhonda Fleming, Claudette Colbert, or Theda Bara? And is that your final answer? Hedy Lamarr? No, it was Rhonda Fleming. Now let's take a look at Cleo and all her grandeur right here. She was born in 69 BC, died in 30 BC. At the time of her death, she and Mark Antony were battling Octavian for control of Rome. Mark Antony received a report that his beloved Cleo had died, so he knifed himself. And as he lay dying, he was taken to Cleo, learning that she hadn't died. She was about to commit suicide then when Roman guards stopped her. She then took refuge in her mausoleum. In her palace was Octavian. He planned to humiliate her. He wanted to parade her down the streets of Rome. She reportedly sent him a note that she was going to commit suicide and cheat him out of that chance. Now I have to tell you, all these accounts of her death actually date 100 years in the future. They were not contemporary. They came basically from Plutarch and Dio Cassius. Each said that possibly an asp was used. That's an Egyptian cobra. But they also allowed for the option that she poisoned herself instead. She also had 2 handmaidens with her who reportedly committed suicide. Now, an asp bite isn't immediate. It works over several hours to cause progressive paralysis. It's also hard to believe the handmaidens would have allowed themselves to be bitten by the snake. It's a terrible way to die. The asp can kill several people at a time, but usually its bites only deadly 50% of the time. The report was that when Octavian got the notes, his soldiers ran in but already found the 3 girls dead. That doesn't sound reasonable. Perhaps they found them dying and didn't have an antidote, or Octavian said, okay, let her die, let's get rid of her. And if it was a poison, if it was hemlock, the same problem. That's a slow-acting poison. Again, possibly a different snake with a faster-acting venom was used, or a faster-acting poison. Now, would Cleo have committed suicide? Some said she had too much spirit to do that. But I point out that individuals such as Hannibal, Nero, and on a more contemporary basis, Hitler, Goering, Himmler, and Goebbels all committed suicide when faced with possible humiliation, torture, and execution. So I think it's certainly possible she would have done that. Now, is there any reason for Octavian to have her killed? Yes. She had a son, Caesarion, who at the time was 14. His father was none other than Julius Caesar. He might have been a challenger to the throne of Rome. And of course, Octavian might have feared that Cleo, who spoke 8 languages, would have told the Roman people about him. She actually feared for Caesarion's life. She sent him to Ethiopia a few days before Octavian arrived. So he did have reason to kill her, and indeed, Caesarion reportedly was assassinated a few days after Cleo's death at the orders of Octavian. So you know, it's just too close to call, and we don't have Cleo's cadaver. We don't know where she and Mark Antony are buried. If they're ever exhumed, perhaps modern forensic analysis will answer this question. But until that time, I believe it is too close to call. In fact, so close, I'm going to let you make the call on this. Did Cleo commit suicide, or was she murdered?
Now, until next time, may the power of the cosmos be with you. Yes, yes, yes.